The ARK Ultimate Edition is now available on Switch. What does it do? It's going to be giving us the paid expansions over the course of the next year, every few months. But did you know you can mess around and play with some of these DLC items even if you don't go ahead and buy any of the season passes, or if you've got the older version of ARK on Switch? There have been 5 paid maps. You get access obviously to brand new locations and of course new creatures, but there's a whole bunch of new items and equipment that you get with every one of these paid expansions, and so I'm going to show you how to mess around with some of them today. Plus how to use the console command bar if you do want to mess around, spawn stuff in, or change around some of the gameplay. My name's Jade, your Ratbags, let's go. So on the main menu on the options screen, go down to gameplay and then make sure you click on console access so it's got the tick on it. This will give you access to the console command bar. So go straight into the settings menu in general and scroll all the way down. There's a whole bunch of these. You can check out some of my guides over the years and they're exactly the same settings explained if it's Xbox, PlayStation or PC. But for this one we want to make sure we've got the show creative mode ticked. This is how you'll be able to enable creative mode and mess around with whatever DLC you want. Once you're in game, press the plus button to bring up the options menu and then go ahead and press the minus sign to bring up the console command bar. If you look up a wiki or any website, you'll be able to find over hundreds and hundreds of different commands. Ones that will make you fly. They're commands that allow you to clip through terrain, teleport, or even change the colour of your dinosaurs. If you check out the rest of my playlist, even though they're old videos, they're exactly the same methods for Xbox, PlayStation and PC, so go and watch a bunch of my guides if you're looking learning how to do commands. And then to activate creative mode and mess around with whatever DLC you want, simply press the plus sign again and go in all the way to the bottom to enable creative mode. If you haven't ticked the box in the main menu before you start the game, that won't actually be shown anywhere. You'll know it's worked because you can normally little hear an unzip sign, and on the bottom right you can see the hammer and the spanner sign. All your stats are massively boosted so you won't be able to get killed normally and you'll be able to carry as much stuff as you want. There are 5 paid expansions in ARK and each one of them has offered unique different items, equipment, gear as well as armour and weapons. Not to mention building pieces, particularly the Scorched Earth set has the whole bunch of adobe building structure set. So even if you haven't actually bought the DLC or the Ultimate Edition, you can still mess around and go ahead and try all of these out. And it'll work exactly the same for all the other DLCs, just use the tabs in the top right to check what piece of equipment comes with what DLC, and then just go through the normal way when you're crafting and you should be able to find them all in their relevant sections. Sadly, unlike Xbox and PlayStation, where even if you don't own the DLC, you've been able to spawn in the DLC dinosaurs, it looks like they've disabled it for the Switch version. So hopefully though, they might change that in the future, but otherwise you will have to pay for the DLC itself to mess around with any of the new creatures. But to be fair, ARK base game has so many different dinosaurs in it. I think this will still keep you really occupied learning how to use all these weapons and stuff. And obviously if you want to support the game and you really like the look of some of the maps, maybe watching videos on it, you can obviously go and buy either of the season pass or the Ultimate Edition. But honestly, there's so many creatures in base game, I feel like you just don't need to until you're ready to go and explore some of their maps. And don't forget, of course, there's another 5 or 6 maps coming to the game in the future that will all be free. Hope you found that useful, and as I said, I've got over 1500 videos on Ark Survival Evolved. The majority of them are guides and tutorials, so go and check them out. They'll work the same way they work even if it's on Xbox or PlayStation or PC. Laters, Ratbags.